Hi everyone, welcome to the Relentless Pursuit of Shade. I am Lara Wood. I want to first of all thank you all for, thank you to our new subscribers and our long-term subscribers. It's great to have you here. We hope that you enjoy the content, and if there's specific content that you would like to see from us, please let us know so that we can talk about it, videotape it, whatever. We're pretty normal. If you watch some of our stuff, we're like real people just experiencing life in a real way, and we like to share that so that we can see it again, but hopefully so that it is beneficial to somebody else. So I have been really lax at doing something for Vlogmas recording, and although I've had some really neat ideas, I've had some problems with finding time to get it done. So I am home today and trying to carve out a little bit of time here to talk to you guys about something that's been on my heart lately. It is cold. That is why I am all bundled up. It's funny that we started 2020 in Florida with an exceptionally warm start to the year, and we're finishing with an exceptionally cold start to the year. I don't like cold very much. I'm from the north, but I don't like cold very much, so I'm bundled up. It is great weather for getting out and getting a run in, and I look forward to doing that a little bit later today. Walked with the pups this morning. They like this weather a little bit better too. So I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about setting goals for 2021. And the reason why this particular topic has kind of hit me recently is because over the past month or so of hitting some major goals of my own for different length of races or runs, several people have said to me, "Oh, I could never do that." And it's not I have no interest in doing that, because, that's true. There's a lot of things that I have no interest in doing either that other people do. But most of the time it's people saying, "I could never do that." And that's simply not true. There are rare cases out there where somebody physically cannot do something, and I totally get that. But as a general rule, there is really nothing that if you don't set your mind to it, from a physical perspective, that if you set your mind to it, that you can't accomplish. And a couple of those things that have come out just over this past year, if I think about it, there's a gentleman who runs in our neighborhood, and Susan's in my neighborhood, who I've watched run over the course of the year. And I don't know him. I haven't talked to him, waved to him a couple of times. He's generally listening to his music and all, but I have watched him transform over the course of the year in a way that is so inspiring. He was overweight at the beginning of the year. He was struggling to run at all. It's, most people would consider what he was doing as a fast walk. I don't even know that you would necessarily consider it a jog. I always had a towel with him because he just was, it was so hot. He was sweating profusely, but he was getting out there and doing it. I saw him this last weekend while I was out running, and you almost would not recognize him. He has lost a significant amount of weight. He's running at a decent pace. I now can say he's running. I'm not sure I could keep up with him. He has been out there consistently throughout the temperatures of the summer, and it was a hot one for training. And I don't know what his goal was. I don't know if he set out the year to transform himself physically, or if he was dealing with some stress and wanted to just get out and do something. But somebody who most people would take a look at and go, nope, he couldn't do that. And if you saw him at the beginning of his process at the beginning of the year, you would probably go, yep, no, he probably wouldn't. Would be challenged with thinking about him where he is now. And it's so awesome to see. I had no desire to run a marathon, and I'm I'm kind of comfortable with the half marathon distance at this point in stage in the game, but I never really wanted to run a full length marathon, and had the opportunity just by sheer fluke. If you've watched some of the past videos, you know why. To do that this year, and trained through some pretty decent heat and I struggle with heat stroke. I struggle with getting too hot and not being able to cool down. I had a couple of physical challenges over the course of this year, and not to mention that it's COVID, and people are all saying you got to stay away from people and limit what you're doing. But somehow was managed to pull off that challenge in a way that I wouldn't have expected at the beginning of the year. I just would have hoped to have finished, not to have done it in a way that I am actually very proud of. I look back at my very first half marathon 2.5 years ago versus the one that I just ran this last weekend. And although they're different courses, so it's hard to completely compare them, there was a 45-minute difference in completion time between those. And that's 2.5 years of training. That's a lot of time to get to that point. So, transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's not going to happen if you get out today and tomorrow you won't be running a 5K under 30 minutes unless you're physically fit and prepared to do so. But there is nothing that says that you can't get out and get started. There's a really cool movie out there. I should have looked up the name before I started this video, but about a woman who also struggled with a lot of different things, who eventually ran the New York Marathon. And similar situation, she got out there and was all her, the first goal was to get to the stop sign at the end of the road. And sometimes that's what it is. Sometimes it's just hey, I got to be able to walk to the stop sign at the end of the road. And then you just keep walking to the stop sign and keep walking to the stop sign on a regular basis before you realize that, maybe now I can run to the stop sign, and maybe I can walk a little bit further, and then I can run a little bit further. And there are so many benefits to not only setting a goal and achieving it, and just the mental positivity of that, just the physical benefits of getting out, being healthy, getting fresh air. I struggle a lot. I struggle with stress that I keep inside. Generally, there's this very small handful of people who really know sometimes the amount of the stress that I hold inside. And I learned this year that one of the best coping mechanisms for me to handle that stress was to get out and get for a run or go for a long walk. There were days when I didn't feel like running, but I would go out for a walk and just get some fresh air and play my music or listen to an audiobook or a podcast. And that significantly transformed my perspective of this year. There's a lot of people who are thinking about 2020 as just this really awful year and all the horrible things that happened. And I actually can look back on 2020 and I don't have that same perspective. Yeah, there were a lot of challenges. There are different challenges all the time. I had a really rough year a couple of years ago that I would actually say was more challenging for me than 2020. So, all of this to say that I hope that if you have any interest in setting a goal, a personal, physical goal, an endurance goal, whatever that is, that you share it here with us. There's power in sharing. There's power in having people around you and supporting you and helping you meet that goal. I'll talk about that another time. But I just really challenge you to do that. Pick something that you want to do in 2021 and figure out the process that it's going to take to make that happen. I'd love to hear about that. I'm sure we all would. We'd love to cheer you on in that process and to share your story. So here's to 2021 and the amazing things that we can accomplish if we just set our mind to it and if we commit to it and if we just get out and do it. All right. Awesome to talk to you all. I hope you have a great day and a wonderful running week. Bye.